This is one of the easiest archery drills that you can do, and all you need is a tennis ball. Let me show you what it is. Gentlemen, the one lady who's going to see this, and who can forget about the guys who have started to climb up a tree to their stand or saddle and realized about halfway up that their bow rope is too short, so they continue to bang their bow against the tree on the second half of the way up. Speaking from experience, but welcome back today. It's been a little bit. It's been a couple weeks. Hunting season is full blast here. Just got back from a Western trip last week. There's going to be a hunt recap coming out on that shortly. But as I'm experiencing right now in hunting season, there is a lot of crunch time. There is just not a lot of free time. You are either hunting, you're doing work, or there's just stuff that is pulling you either which way, and you don't have the normal amount of time that you normally would to get to the range and practice. That is where little nifty drills come into play. So welcome to the backyard. As you might notice, there's no archery targets in this backyard. So you might think, how are you gonna do a shooting drill without an archery target? Well, a drill that I come up with on a recent hunting trip is one that actually fits this situation perfect, where you don't have an archery target, whether you're just in an area that doesn't have it, or you're in the backcountry, or you just forgot a target on a hunt. If you want to get some good quality mental reps and physical reps in when shooting, when hunting, this drill is perfect for you. So like I said, all you need is a tennis ball, and the first step of that is gonna be to just toss that tennis ball out as far as you want. That right there is probably, I don't know, 15 yards away from me right now. And I'll go ahead and talk you through what is important with. So it's just on the ground right now. Now, this is actually a two-part drill. So the first part is super easy. All you're gonna do is go ahead, get an arrow, knock it into your bow. You're gonna get to full draw and just hold on the tennis ball. And I'll go ahead, talk you through it right now. So I'm gonna get to full draw, go down onto the tennis ball here, and whatever part of your shot process that you have that is the process or the point right before your shot's gonna go off, go ahead and get to that point, or before you actually start the cue to shoot that shot, go ahead and get to that point. So for me, it's driving to my click on my hinge. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive to that click here, and then I'm just gonna hold. And the important thing is holding to the point where your pin starts to shake out of that tennis ball size. So that was about 30 seconds for me. I'm gonna go ahead, let my bow down here, give myself a couple seconds to just recoup, give myself a couple seconds to recover, let my shoulders rest, and then do that again. I do that about 4 or 5 times, and that's the first part of the drill. Just holding and making sure your pin can stay inside the size of that tennis ball. Now this drill is very customizable. Like I said, that tennis ball is maybe 15 yards away from me right now, but I could throw it out further. I could throw it out to 30 yards, 40 yards, and just hold my pin inside of that tennis ball there. And as soon as I get to a point where it starts to shake out, then you just let down and you're good to go. You just reset and you keep that pin in the middle of the tennis ball. Now that is really the most important part of this drill, because what it's doing is it is coaching you mentally to let you know that if you're on target, if you are on an animal, if you're on a tennis ball or anything, and you get to a point where you feel like you're going to shoot, it is still in your control to not shoot. That is one of the most important things that I have learned in a shot process. A lot of this stuff came from Shot IQ, a lot of it came from just taking in tons of different info from other sources. But the main thing that I really like to keep in mind is, at the end of the day, if I am in a position where I feel like I need to shoot and I feel like I need to just rip that shot off really fast, the most important thing is to keep in mind that at the end of the day, you are still in control of that shot. You are the thing that determines if that shot goes off or not. So holding on a tennis ball, where obviously your arrow is gonna blow right through that, and most likely, depending on where you are, what terrain you're in, the arrow is gonna bury, probably gonna lose it. It is a very good reminder to just focus on aiming and really put that aiming in the back of your brain and let your subconscious take over when it comes to aiming at the tennis ball. That's really the tricky thing, is that this drill, instead of like a focusing drill, it's really kind of a unfocusing drill, where you're letting your subconscious take over. You're letting your brain just kind of autopilot like you're steering a car and hold that pin on the tennis ball. And all you're focused on is getting to that point where you're about to shoot with your release, and then just holding right there. And chances are, if you do have target panic, you're probably gonna sail an arrow into the ground on this drill. That's all right. It's just gonna be a good indicator that you do have target panic. A little bit of an expensive one, depending on what arrows you run. But the reason why I say that is because typically when people who have target panic go back and reach that point, the closed loop ignition movement, where they start their shot process, A lot of times, if you just have, nerves, or if you can't control a shot and make it go off, you will just let your subconscious take over. And let's say a click on a hinge, you drive back to that click, hold there, and your brain just can't help but make that shot go off, so it just rips it. And you punch the trigger, you punch the hinge, and you make it go off. Now, whether that's going back and reaching a point on your thumb button where you take out the movement or the travel of that button, or whatever it is on any release that you shoot, a clicker on a recurve or anything like that, when you reach that point, hold right there. And in your subconscious, in your mind, you should have the mental wherewithal to get to that point and stop, and let your conscious mind focus on holding in that one position. So that is the mental side of this drill. Getting to full draw, holding on the tennis ball, not letting your pin come out of that tennis ball right there. Once it does, let down, restart, do it 5 or 6 times. It takes maybe 10 minutes, and you have invaluable mental reps just keeping yourself in check on that front. Now, the physical side of this drill and where you actually get to manipulate your release is real simple. All it is getting a cord. This is just like an Apple charger right here that I'm using, and getting set up and basically just doing some dry fire practice on your release. So going through, getting anchored, getting to that point in your release, like the click, and having that closed loop ignition movement where you start to consciously decide to make that shot. You start to relax or push or do whatever it is until your release breaks. Doing that a couple times, going through your shot process in your head and imagining that you're at full draw with your bow and just manipulating that release. It's really simple to do, it's really easy to do, and at the end of the day, it is a drill that has helped me quite a bit on those hunts where I just don't really have time to get a target out and go through the whole process of shooting. I can just do this in the morning and I'm good to go. I have a couple really good mental reps in on my bow, so that way I have confidence when I make an actual shot on an animal, hopefully when I do. Now, the elephant in the room, obviously, this drill is not going to address any physical issues that you have with your bow. So if you think that your sight got knocked, if your rest looks a little wacky, if you're worried about how your bow is actually going to shoot, then yeah, you should probably find a target, you should probably shoot it a couple times and make sure that all your marks are still on. But if you just want to work on yourself, if you haven't shot your bow in a little bit and you just want to make sure that you are still in check, because let's be honest, if you just set your bow down and leave it for a couple weeks, nothing's gonna change. It's gonna be you that needs to get better. It's gonna be you that is the one changing some of the variables in that situation. So if you want to do that, this drill is perfect for you. But yeah, that's it. Short and sweet. I just wanted to make a quality video to get out to you guys. I could not stand going a month without posting. It would have driven me crazy. So this video is going to get posted this week, a little bit later on than normal scheduling. And then we have a hunt recap coming out next week. And then from there, we're gonna have a couple other videos that are in the hopper that should be coming out here. But if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys enjoyed this drill, if you're planning on using it, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what drill you guys use during hunting season to help you improve, to help you just stay sharp, anything like that. If you guys did like the video and you want to see more like this, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, stick around for some more videos that are gonna be coming out. And above all else, guys, have a blessed day, have a great hunting season. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.